Dan did make it. There's Dan. Good.
Okay, well, before we begin, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to hand it over to Kim to start the evening here with a land acknowledgement.
Yes, I will do that. I just had to open the chat window, so if you can give me one little second here, I'll be ready. So welcome, everybody. I'm glad the ones who made it could make it. I'm sure a lot more people are going to watch this on YouTube. We've got a pretty exciting little, I think it's a very exciting little thing to show everybody tonight. We'd like to acknowledge that we're in the Robinson Superior Treaty Territory, and the land here is recognized as an official territory of the Anishinaabe people. So Donna, if you want to take it away.
Well, I think Charles is next.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you for that, Kim. Very much appreciated. Just a couple housekeeping pieces. I'm Charles. I'm from Fixt. We're the organization that collaborated with the Schreiber Media Centre and the library on this Tale of a Town training project. And in a moment's time, after the introductions, we're going to play for you the piece that Kim, Donna, and David made through this program. And so I would suggest possibly turning off your screens if you have any bandwidth concerns, and we'll keep everybody muted until the end of the evening, at which point we'll open up the floor for questions, answers, comments, anything like that. And this is a really friendly space, so let's keep everything friendly and nice and warm. I'm going to hand it over now to a gentleman from the Ontario Trillium Foundation. They're the lovely folks that helped make this all possible. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it to Garth.
Hi, thanks very much for having me. I'm Garth Grunerud. I'm a grant review team member, volunteer for Ontario Trillium Foundation. And it's wonderful to have been invited here tonight to see how the $131,900 from the Resilient Communities Grant Fund went to Fixt Art and Media last year, and what a difference it's made, not only in Schreiber, but to other communities. OTF is an agency of the Ontario government and is a leading grant foundation in Canada. And thanks to the funds we've received from Ontario government, last year, OTF was able to award 1,300 grants to nonprofit groups across the province. Over the last 21 months, COVID-19 has a dramatic impact on our lives. And so OTF put its last 40 years of grant-making experience to work to develop the Resilient Communities Fund and to help non-profit organizations rebuild and recover from the impacts of COVID-19. You put together a compelling case for a project that would impact communities like Schreiber and helping them record their community's oral histories and put them online. With so much time at our homes over the last while, what a good time to reflect on the stories we may have not been aware of and may not have been able to share in the past. Funds from the grant that have been used by Fixt have helped with salaries for project manager, producer, 2 facilitators, provide website and online portal training, buy key audiovisual technologies, and help with some rental costs. OTF and I look forward to hearing about the accomplishments and seeing your presentation tonight. OTF is focused on helping to build healthy and vibrant communities throughout the grant-making process. Thank you for bringing us your concept. I feel we took another step forward with this grant tonight. I look forward to sharing what I've learned tonight with other fellow OTF volunteers. Congratulations and take care.
Thank you so much, Garth, and really appreciate you being here and the support of the Ontario Trillium Foundation. The Tale of a Town is a national oral history and performance project that was started in 2010. Since we started, we've been all across the country to every province and territory, interviewing over 4,000 people, visiting over 200 communities, and creating hundreds of shows and employing hundreds of artists. What we're doing here now is we're redeveloping our training format to enable communities like Schreiber and others to begin to self-produce their own work and continue in the community engagement work that we've been so active in the past decade, really. I'm going to pass it over to Donna because she has been absolutely instrumental in making this happen. And before I do that, I just want to say a really big thanks to Will. I don't think you see Will in this, but he's been a tremendous facilitator in this program, as well as Jana Graham, who is present here as well. So thank you to you both. Certainly could not have done this without either of you. And now to Donna.
Hi, my name is Donna Mikulak, and I'm the CEO of the Schreiber Public Library. This project with Fixt Point, Tale of a Town, has been a great partnership with the library and the Schreiber Media Centre. And the objective was to preserve local history and promote our neighborhood culture. This year is also the library's 135th anniversary, and what a great way to celebrate with having this story. The library is also one of the oldest along the North Shore and has certainly evolved through the decades from when it first began in a barber shop. Our library strategic plan goals include new opportunities to preserve Schreiber's local history, create partnerships, and to enhance innovation and expand our media literacy. And this project certainly has helped to meet these goals. In 2020, the library had created a media studio and partnered with the Schreiber Media Centre. The center had received funding from Cactus, the Canadian Association of Community Television Users, to hire a journalist to produce civic stories and civic news and community stories. So now we have a collection of over 100 videos, including our library community connection interviews of local seniors. And these are posted on a portal and YouTube. Now we have audio recordings, which will be added to the collection. I think there are over 25 interviews that we did. The Fixt Point project has been a great inspiration. It's provided an opportunity to train several participants in the art of digital story gathering. And we learned how to, Kim, David and I, we learned how to use audio recorders, conduct interviews, plus we learned about the importance of file management. There were certainly obstacles along the way. For example, my first interview took 3 attempts because I would forget to turn on the mic or hit the record button. But anyways, with a lot of patience and guidance and expertise from Charles and Will and Jana, we've managed to have a lot of fun. We collaborated with hours of Zoom sessions to create the story that we're going to listen to shortly. So again, I'd like to thank the coordinators. I'd like to thank the Ontario Trillium for their support with this amazing opportunity to recognize the importance of preserving our local history. I'm sure you'll enjoy these memories of Schreiber, and we're hoping that more stories will continue to connect people to the past and move us forward into the future. We hope you enjoy Schreiber's Tale of a Town.
Thank you, Donna. And stand by for us to cue the video.
I live in Schreiber, Ontario. My name is Neil Nesbitt. I'm 85 years old.
Frank Costa. I live in Schreiber.
Doris Krause.
Yes, my name is Dan McGrath.
Or Edith Cosgrove Howard. I'm 76. I'm in Schreiber.
Cassandra Costa.
I'm Rose Dimery. I was born in 1932.
Marilyn Turcott.
Colleen Glad, originally Colleen Moore.
Linda Williamson.
I was born here. I'm 87 years old, and my name is Pat Cook.
Jackson Figglemany. I'm 10 years old, and I live in Schreiber.
Hello, my name is Kathy Carlino.
I'm Brenda Osmussen.
My name is Maria Gentili, and I was born in 1960 in Schreiber, Ontario, and I've been living here all my whole life.
My name's Raymond Jeanette.
Ross Vincent.
My name is Victoria Dye.
My name is Thomas Walter Quinton. I'm 79 years old.
My name is Sue Spajali.
I born in 1942.
Willem Knoll.
Gerald William Thrower, born in 1936.
Kim Kraus, I am 65 years old and I live in Schreiber.
Schreiber is a nice little place to stay and raise a family. It's a really nice town to stay. Everybody's together. They pull in together, whatever they gotta do.
When I came here, everybody was so friendly, and I'd be out walking, go downtown every day just because there was 2 or 3 stores open, and the post office and everything, and everyone you see would stop and talk, and the people were very, very friendly.
Probably one of the friendliest towns I've ever been in, and I mean, the one thing you notice in everyone that's here is the waving. When everyone waves to everyone.
A beautiful little town. You come in from the west and you're coming into a valley and it's just gorgeous. You're coming from the east and you see all we call the mountains, but they're hills all around. It's just beautiful. That's what I like about Schreiber.
I look at it and say we're really not off the beaten track. We're almost in the center of Canada.
If you've ever been in Spadoni's store, you have to imagine how huge it was upstairs. And in the day, they had Auntie Rosa, they called her, and she was up there. And if a bride was getting married, whatever time of the year, she'd take you upstairs. She'd say to you, this is what you're wearing. This is what your hair is going to look like. She was amazing. She was from Italy. And she was very well known, and people loved her. And the Spadoni store, as it's still standing today, was very, very popular.
To this day, these large Italian families are here today. And those families, some of them came after the First World War. A bulk came after the Second World War for job opportunities on the railroad. And they make up about a quarter of our total population in Schreiber today. So we are the Italian capital of the North, there's no doubt about it.
Things that are gone, and I still remember.
There was the Schreiber Hotel, Spadoni's, the bank, there was hairdressers.
Where the Bank of Montreal is right now, right next door, and it used to be an apartment building, and it had a place where you could rent for either make a salon out of it, which it was, or a confectionery store, which also it was, and it had a Mary's flower shop. I used to go and get our flowers every time for special occasions. And I remember the town hall. Man, that was a beautiful building.
It was a great building.
That was tore down.
And the library was in there, and it was huge.
We used to have the parties down at the old town hall, get-togethers and Christmas parties, New Year's parties.
Wedding receptions and retirement parties and dances down there, a fireman's ball. And everybody would be in costumes, and to picture the crowd that would have been down in that hall.
I got my license in the basement of the town hall, driver's license.
They had spelling bees down there. We would go as a school sometimes.
The traveling dentist who would come and check out all the kids' teeth.
No!
It was horrible. We would walk from the school in a single file, and we would go up the wooden creaky stairs, and we knew as we were getting up there, we were getting closer to see the dentist. And the wood was a dark brown color, so it made it even darker up there. There wasn't any lights. And we would go into the office and sit in the chair, and you'd see all the shiny tools that the dentist would have.
That's where the policeman put me one night. I had a bottle of beer in my pocket that I didn't want. There were some fellas that were throwing it away, and I picked it up and said, that's not even opened yet. I'm going to get that bottle, because they were worth 2 cents. But the policeman thought I was out drinking. That wasn't the case. And my dad come to see what was going on with me, but he didn't get me out of jail. He said, you got in here yourself, you get out yourself. So I got out in the morning.
Interesting growing up as the son of Bob Kraus. At the time, I never really appreciated it either. My dad was the kind of person who would literally take somebody off the street, pick them up, take them to his house, feed them, give them opportunities. I mean, he got that from his mother as well. She was just the same. He had a big role to play in the town over his whole lifespan. He was born and raised here. He ended up getting very involved in politics here. He became the mayor for a couple of tries. Even when he didn't get elected back into the mayor seat, he was still on council. And even when he wasn't on council or doing anything like that, he was still contacting all the people he knew in Ottawa and Thunder Bay and all the ministers and MPPs to keep in touch and to still be working in the background. He was constantly involved in anything to do with the town.
And the Blue Lagoon was the swamp.
Yeah.
And the place to go after school.
The hot spot.
The hot spot of Schreiber.
Was a place we called it the Swamp.
The Swamp, yes. And the swamp was over in the,
Oh, that swamp.
That was the swamp.
Right here.
The swamp, yeah.
Yeah, L.E., yes. He used to come and shake the knife every once in a while when we'd get too noisy or whatever, you know. Yeah. But we always went after school. 10 cents could buy you a 7-Up or a Coke or something.
It was a gathering place for all teenagers. The older teenagers that had a job in the mill or on the railway, they would show up with their fast cars back in the late 60s or early 70s.
Is she gonna ride with you? Mind your own business, John.
Yeah, she's going with me. You take care of yourself, man.
And once in a while, these guys would decide to have a drag race down Main Street when the cops weren't around, so that was always ongoing.
The CPR stores were across the opening from the roundhouse, and there was room in there for 20 some odd locomotives. Well, that's all gone. All that's gone, the track's gone, all the buildings that were down there are all gone. Coal chutes, there was railways, tracks all the way along there. There was an apartment building across the street from the cenotaph. All that stuff's all gone.
Yeah, it was all right. I didn't mind the railroad. If a good work train come up, you'd take it, because you get miles in. You get all paid in miles on the railway. Things change, you know. We had a good gang, a good bunch. Everybody knew everybody.
The train station at Schreiber is on the south side of town. There is a subway going through our community that goes underneath the tracks, and to bring you to the other side, all you have to do is make one left-hand turn at the stop sign after you go through the subway. Make one left-hand turn. It'll take you down Brunswick Street, and you'll see the station.
One of my oldest memories was the train museum being at Cenotaph Park. This is the second year they've moved it. Got kind of in the way of where I slide there. We're having a splash pad built, hopefully right now, and some more parks for the kids to play.
Well, the new splash pad is going on the property site of the old museum. Before the museum was there, it used to be CP Rail houses were on that property. So the property just keeps turning over, and when you go through the history of the town, you'll see very many buildings that are standing today. There was 2 or 3 before that.
Holy Angels Roman Catholic Church, and a group of churchgoers talked about developing something outside. They, with a lot of volunteer hours, developed a grotto that had rocks from our local area. People donated a lot of rocks that were part of their family's history. So people brought rocks from their homestead. The grotto also has artifacts and things that were old and broken, like crosses and rosaries and medals and things along that line of religious nature that have been all cemented into the grotto. People just come and sit and enjoy the weather, enjoy some words of wisdom, maybe a little bit of religion along with it. And it's become a nice little meeting place.
The whole concept or the spirit of our community is that it's not the buildings that come and go, but it's the people.
I just would like to see us moving forward, to have the attitude of, yes, we can do that. Like if somebody has a good idea, let's try it. And I think it has to be small things. I think it's the little things that lead us to bigger things.
I think also in a town like Schreiber, embracing our culture is only adds strength and character to the town.
The people that live in this community, we are here because we consider it our home. Some of us are long-time residents, and we're here because this has always been our home and always will be our home.
It's just things that will bring people together. They're not huge things, they're very easily done. Or decorating in the summer, hanging, plants and trying to make the town as pretty as possible with gardens and flowers.
And knowing the people throughout my lifetime in this community is they're kind, they're generous, they're open, they're friendly, they're hardworking, they're industrious, they're imaginative, and that is what makes the community. As long as that spirit is there, the spirit of our community, then it will thrive one way or the other.
You've been listening to The Schreiber's Tale of a Town. It was created by Donna Mikulak, Kim Kraus, and David Costa with production support from Fixed Point Arts and Media's Tale of a Town digital story gathering workshop.
This audio piece was made possible by the generous support of the Ontario Trillium Foundation, the Schreiber Media Centre, and the Schreiber Public Library. The music was provided by Poddington Bear, David Cilia, and our very own Cosmo Filane.
Special thanks to Fixed Point coordinators Charles Ketchabow, Jana Graham, and Will Innes for their expertise, guidance, and assistance in this production. Thank you to the Ontario Trillium Foundation for their support with this amazing opportunity to recognize the importance of preserving our local history. Also, a thank you to all the people who participated in the interviews and shared their wonderful stories. It was very much appreciated. We hope you've enjoyed this production.
All right. Well, that was great. Great work, everybody. Thank you for everybody for coming tonight. I wanted to offer the opportunity for you to ask these fine people who put this thing together any questions. You can do it in the chat, or you can raise your hand, or you can just ask away. Does anybody have any questions?
I just wanted to say as a comment, thanks for making us look so good, Charles. Your post-production skills were fabulous there, and Jana and Will.
Great. Well, as you think of some questions, we do have...
It looks like Mooney.
Mooney's got a question.
Your mic's not on.
How's that?
There you are. You can hear you now.
Okay. No, I think it was well done. I was impressed.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I just want to congratulate everybody, everyone who took part in this, and even the people that are helping us out with this. It's a wonderful experience to be a part of this, and it's great. It's like it's incredible. I look forward to seeing more of this stuff. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's very lovely.
You're welcome. Well, while people are thinking of other nice things to say or questions to ask, I'm going to have, we have, you can visit this link up here, and we'll share it with everybody in an email follow-up, so you can listen to this again. But I'm going to have Will just bring up the site real quick. We put together a micro site for everybody who participated, well, for everybody to check in, but all the participants, all the people we interviewed. We also pulled a small 1-minute story map, what we call them. So everybody's voice is highlighted. We'll bring that up in 1 minute. And so, yeah. Anyways, there's the piece you can hear, but we'll just scroll down to show you that we've got this beautiful little microsite that he put together, and everybody who contributed. We have a little video with some text and about a minute-long story from them. So I encourage everybody to go and have a listen to this when they get a chance, and share it with people who aren't here tonight.
That's a nice little surprise. I never knew you were doing that. So each little person there in the picture has their own little blurb.
That's right.
Oh, is that ever cute? You never told us you were doing that.
No.
What a nice surprise. That's great.
Yeah. So that's it, folks. If there's nothing else to say, I certainly don't want to keep you longer than you do, but also if you want to talk about being bad in high school, Mr. Courtney, feel free.
No, I just wanted to say I've been away from Schreiber for a number of years, but I really enjoyed the evening, hearing all the stories. I know a number of the people that are here. I know Kevin, and I know Kim, and I know Edith Cosgrove, and Brenda, and Marilyn Turcott, and any rate, I just wanted to relate a little story I had. I'm living in Ottawa right now, and I go to the museums here all the time. And I went to the Postal Museum, which is over in what's now called the Museum of History. And I'm a bit of a nerd. I look at everything closely, and they had a display called a Small Postal Canadian Post Office. And I looked at it, and I went, I thought, oh, this is really neat. It had all the little boxes, the mail slots and everything. And I looked more closely, and I saw, there were tape with names on them. And I looked, and I saw, oh, Texaco Joe, Jimmy Shell.
Oh my God.
And it turned out it was all of the fixtures and furniture from the Schreiber post office. And I thought, as I sat there, and I couldn't leave for like about 15 or 20 minutes because I just had a connection, and knowing all the people I knew in the town. I thought, well, this is really, really neat. Here we're in a major museum in Ottawa, Canada. There is a little piece of Schreiber. So it was quite interesting, and just a little story I had to share. I'm sure probably people weren't aware of, but it was kind of neat.
Very cool.
Well, thank you for that. That's lovely.
Well, I can tell you it was a lovely place to live, wonderful people. I have lived in about 15 different locations, and Schreiber, I always remember it. It was superb.
One of the things that went on were the Postmaster General for Canada, Peter Holloman, come from Schreiber.
Oh, well.
Well, there's quite a few people that in the chat that have congratulated us. Thank you very much for all those comments. And we're certainly hoping to maybe do more of this kind of storytelling in the future.
Yes, absolutely. We look forward to collaborating with you more, Donna.
And we should all pass on the link to everybody we know that has lived in Schreiber, and they can see it.
I'm sure Ray's going to get it on the Hometowners page real quick too.
Yeah,
He gets a lot of people on there.
That's really important. We've had, with our work across the country, often, you know, we do shows and make these podcasts and these audio pieces in a community, and then people who have, you know, moved away long since, when we start publishing it on Facebook and on the web, so many other people can kind of reconnect with it. So yes, I encourage everybody to share it widely as possible.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be on the library page and all those things.
Yeah. Really professionally done. Really, really good. I'm going to send it off to our kids as we close here and have them enjoy it. Definitely.
And their participation on the next ones will probably steamroll, because as they see this, I say, hey, I want to get my voice in there too. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, thanks to all the early adopters.
Thank you once again to you and to Jenna and Will, Charles, for doing all this. It was really wonderful. And I'm sure we're going to have a huge reaction to it as the days go on.
Great. Well, have a lovely evening, everybody. And stay safe. And thank you so much for participating tonight. I know it means a lot. It means a lot to Fixt Point, and I know it means a lot to the participants involved. And, you know, it means a lot to the Ontario Trillium Foundation that made it possible. So thank you all, and have a lovely evening.
Thanks very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Donna.
Okay.
Very good. That's cool.